What's going on, guys? Destauch here. So today we're going to be talking about my hopes, expectations, and kind of theories about Halo Infinite. Now, let's kind of start with my hopes. Something that a lot of people kind of seem to forget about Halo is the Machinima Tools. Now, even since Halo 1, going all the way to Halo 3, Machinima was the heart and soul of Halo. It kind of gave it a community that was unique to Halo. No other game really had a Machinima community that was outreaching as far as the Halo Machinimas. I mean, we had Red versus Blue, we had, Music Video Hell, I think it was called, not sure, I don't know, I can't remember. We also had like the Forgotten Spartans, and Halo provided an avenue for these people where they could have their kind of creative visions kind of put on the screen for people to see, and they could actually kind of contribute to the Halo lore, even though it was in an official capacity. Things like the Forgotten Spartans tried to kind of add on to Halo and give it their own spin on it. And I think that's something Halo Infinite needs. Ever since Halo 4, the Halo games kind of lacked in terms of their Machinima tools. I mean, Halo 4, you couldn't even lower your weapon. Then Halo 5 came around, you could lower your weapon and everything, but a lot of those tools were bugged. Even the ones that were dedicated to Machinimas, like the Machinima game mode, sometimes it just wouldn't work because the sync was, the synchronization was off for the different players in the match. Sometimes it would just mess everything up. So you go fix the Machinima tools in Halo Infinite, that'd be great. And then furthermore, just foster that community more. Try to push that more onto the front of what 343 is pushing in terms of community, like highlight the Machinimas. Highlighting Forge is great, but Machinima is important too. And that's actually kind of a nice through line to my next point, which is Forge. Now, in terms of Forge, Forge has actually been pretty well kept, or not well kept, what's a good word? It's been evolved. It's been kept up to date. Forge in Halo 5 is great. It adds a whole new dynamic to the game and gives it a much longer lifespan than it probably would have otherwise. But yeah, we need to expand on that, make Forge a big deal again. I remember like at San Diego Comic-Con where they showed off the Halo Reach Forge world, and it was like, wow, like this is an entire open world for us to kind of forage in. Now, it wasn't exactly what we expected, at least from what I saw. I thought it would be a little bit bigger, but still it was this massive environment to play around in and make all these amazing maps. And a large chunk of Halo Reach maps were made in Forge. That kind of goes for Halo 5 as well. But the issue with that with Halo 5 was that there were no BTB maps, which was insane to me. All the BTB maps were made in Forge, and I was kind of disappointed that that was just lacking. But to further expand on that, I think Forge should go full like Far Cry, full Doom Eternal to an extent, where you can craft your own missions using AI. That would be like the next big step for Halo. That would be insane, because everybody's always wanted to make their own Halo level, because you get to make your own level, you get to make your own lore. Everybody wants to contribute to that aspect of the game, and if they could make a Forge that allows us to make our own contributions to canon, like that would be incredible. Like, even think about it like this, even somebody could make the isodidact or mendicant bias like a thing. Like I know 343 has kind of abandoned that, but imagine like you could import your own dialogue and like make your own isodidact or mendicant bias mission where you have to like retrieve mendicant bias. It'd be insane. But yeah, and then so moving on to the expansion of Halo Infinite, I also think like make it kind of like a reboot, like kind of like God of War was. Like, don't necessarily get rid of what came before, like don't do that, but kind of mature it up a bit. I mean, Halo has always been mature, like, and it's always had good stories, but I think maybe go back to Halo 4, give us like that humanized Master Chief feel, that kind of, you know, struggling soul dealing with his humanity and being a soldier and all that. And you know, that dynamic with Cortana. That would be pretty darn cool, actually. And then you could also expand the gameplay mechanics and not necessarily revolutionize them, because Halo 5 tried to do that, Halo 4 to an extent, and that kind of muddies the Halo gameplay. But I think maybe keep the standard Halo gameplay, but just build on to that sandbox. Give us maybe not an open world, like I said in the last video, but something more like a linear open world. I think that would be pretty cool, just traversing that world through, I'll say it again, like God of War. Because God of War's world was open enough to have these kind of side plots, but also linear enough to keep the narrative, you know, very strict and precise. And I think like with a more mature plot about Chief, you could have that long, epic, linear open world narrative with Chief coming to terms with who he is, and like, you know, coming to terms with Cortana, what's happened with that. Give us time to reflect on that, and give it time to really, like, you know, cook in our minds. And also, Halo 5 didn't really have Marine presence. It had like the colonists and stuff, but I think we need to reintroduce Marines and give them that kind of hoorah mentality. Something akin to like Halo 2, where you had this like diverse group of, you know, Australians and stuff, and like different people, different accents, just like, you know, having not a good time, obviously, you're fighting for your lives, but, you know, make it fun, make them recognizable, personable, and like, you know, make you care about the Marines. It's not, I don't want to say it's easy to do, but it can't be that hard. Just give us like a Halo 3 kind of, you know, Marine buddies that we get to hang out with. That'd be really nice. And then in terms of also bringing back those older mechanics, I think it's time to bring the Scarab back, because we had the Kraken in Halo 5, which was good, but it was like a scripted sequence. It didn't really have its, like, I don't want to say identity. It didn't really have like this standout feature. It just felt like an expansion of the map because it didn't really move. But with Halo Infinite, you should reintroduce the Scarab, have it walk around, be its own AI, have, you know, little AI on its back doing that kind of stuff, and kind of expand what Halo 3 laid. And yeah, I think that's really all I really wanted to talk about, just my hopes about Halo Infinite, what I want to see, and, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please like, subscribe if you liked it, dislike if you want anything to improve my content, and hopefully I'll be uploading a lot more videos as of late. And have a great day, guys.